Hey, what's up? This is Jason with DIY Builds. Today we are going to learn how to build a playset. So this thing is huge. It's 2 tiers, and here you can see a shot of the wood pile. But the first thing we do is really build the base. We got a shot of the tools and the plans. One of the nice things about this particular set was you buy the lumber and they send you all the hardware and the plans themselves. So you put it together and it ends up being a whole lot cheaper than otherwise than if you're buying it from the store. So first thing, building the base. Like I said, this thing is pretty big, and the impact wrench was definitely something, the impact driver, I should say, is something you absolutely needed for this project. If you had to tighten these by hand, it would have been ridiculous. Alright, so the spot you're looking at right here is the sandbox, and then there's going to be, there's 2 tiers to this thing. So there's a lower tier and it sits about 5 feet off the ground, and then there's an upper tier that would sit about 8 feet off the ground. Those are the deck boards that are going to be fastened to the first tier. There you can see Sebastian's actually sitting up on what will end up being the first tier, and this is the end of the first day. So this is Kevin being a little daring, I should say. Day 2, first thing we did was build the ladder. Or steps, I should say. Steps took you up to the first level so that people weren't falling and breaking their head. Definitely a nice thing. Interesting about this particular project, it used 4x4s, and what it made you do was actually countersink a 2-inch hole and then drill the rest through, which we thought was kind of interesting. Why not just do longer bolts, but it was part of the design. So this ends up being where the bottom of the railing sits, or the railing slats, and then this is the ladder to get up to the second tier of the fort. So going through and attaching the boards up to the second tier, and then what we're going to do is we're going to measure and cut the top deck boards. So this is all pressure treated lumber, of course. We used a miter saw for the cutting, impact driver for everything, and then we killed a lot of rechargeable drill batteries, really. There I am. This ends up being the cross beam for the tarp, the roof tarp, which turned out really, really nice. And there I'm drilling some, attaching the deck boards to the deck. I probably should have done this before standing on top of them, but you live and learn, I guess, right? Here's just another shot of putting out that cross beam in the middle. So here what we're doing is we are cutting the railings. So the railings and the vertical boards that go between the floor and the railing. And like I said, this particular plan had you countersink everything. And here we're just messing around with the slow-mo feature on the iPhone, which is kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, we ended up we killed a lot of drill batteries, especially with the countersink piece. So the deck boards, the verticals, go all the way around, and then you attach the top of the railing to those. Then you screw them all in. So here you're seeing the railings go up on the lower piece of it. And we are finishing up the lower section of the deck. And it's definitely made for kids. I mean, adults can get up there, but not necessarily advised. And here's those railings, those topmost railings that are going to attach to the verticals. And you can see it there. So as you can see, the whole playset is really coming together. The more we added to it, the stronger it got. At first it was pretty flimsy, you know, it was just basically a foundation and boards. But you can see it's quite large, you know, now that everything is putting together. And Sebastian's playing in what will be the sand pit there.
You all done sliding?
Now, I had to leave, so I didn't get to put on the rest of, you know, everything here. But here you can see everything, the slide, the tarp roof. Most of the structure, the frame was there when I left. They had the picnic table in, and then the sandbox piece, and then over on the right hand side there we have the swings. So all in all, I mean, kids absolutely loved it. Sebastian's going down the slide here and Emmy is swinging, but this thing was awesome. It was awesome to put together. They're going to love it for many years, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.